In Pac-World, many lands are powered and sustained by the magical gems of virtue. The wonders of the last 4 uncharted lands are legendary, but each area has been forever separated from the rest of Pac-World by mysterious force fields. I have learned that dark forces are plotting to steal the gems using powerful black magic. They have kidnapped the princess and turned her enchanted palace into the foul castle of haunted Halloween. The princess has never been heard of since.
Hello everybody, this is Mackerel Phones, and I'm playing Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness. This is one of the games I grew up on, and, well, in my memory, this game is really, really good. I expect, though, that actually it's just going to be normal good. Not bad, of course, but normal good. Not anything extraordinary. And I was right. I know this because actually I've already played through most of it again. Unfortunately for, let's just say that the footage is a little too glitchy to be usable. So, you might not, so unfortunately we're not going to get quite my first reaction to all these things, or my second reaction, rather, after all the years it's been since I first played this game. But still, I think we're going to get something out of it, and I might incorporate some of the original commentary into this Let's Play anyway, if possible. I think I'll also upload a commentary-less version, sort of a long play, maybe. Anyway, let's begin.
Come on in, my dear. I want to show you my latest invention. I call it the Pactrometer. Yow! Oh, here it is. You can travel to the 4 wonders of Pac-Land with this. What the? Pac-Land! Go! Go get the gems!
And so, very abruptly one day, it became Ms. Pac-Man's destiny to save Professor Pac from whatever these dark forces are.
You'll be traveling first to Cleopactra. My holograph will help you find the Gem of Generosity.
I remember I thought these illustrations were really nice looking when I was a kid. I still enjoy the art style. And so Ms. Pac-Man has been teleported in. Oh, thank you for explaining. I guess I'll, read it. Whenever you see my image, just come over and chat and I will help you. You just picked up my latest invention, the Pac-Dot Radar. See a new radar display on top of the screen? The little yellow dot shows where the Pac-Dots are. Cool, huh? Have fun, Ms. Pac-Man. Now, these are very serious circumstances. I don't think it's quite the time for fun. I mean, your life is in danger right now. It's very strange, though, that he put that holographic message there already recorded, like, to speak to Ms. Pac-Man. I mean, did he expect this to happen? In any case, here it is, folks. Our first maze. You know, because, I mean, this game is going to be Maze Madness. I must say, as much as I like this, I think that's a silly title. Just about anything else would have been better. You know, I could have called it Ms. Pac-Man and the Quest for the 4 Gems or something. That's pretty corny, actually. Still, though, I don't like the title. As you might expect, further down the line, we're going to encounter some rather more, complex mazes. In front of you is a movable block. I cannot help you since I am a hologram, but you can push them to clear your path. You can push them into pits to make nice flat ground. Sometimes the block gets stuck, so use the handy-dandy golden reset token to return the blocks to where they came from. Okay, I remember all this. I mean, I remember all of it, you know, from before I played this through this game again. But yeah, I suppose that these tokens are Professor Pac-Man's invention. Yeah. I also remember her voice. She's really into those extra lives. Anyway, this is a popper pad. Try running into it from different directions. I invented popper pads. They are great and so easy to clean. I'm glad they're easy to clean. They're like Bedoings from the Pac-Man World games. Really, this and Pac-Man World were sort of the big Pac-Man releases from Namco in the 32-bit era. Pac-Man World is just a 3D platformer, whereas this seems to be more of a logical extension of the original Pac-Man formula. Have you seen the blue key? I meant to have a blue key for you, so that you can open this blue key door. I seem to have misplaced it. Maybe it is around here somewhere. Now, the thing is, Professor, if you're a hologram, how could you have had the key? Like, that's a pre-recorded message, right? How did he pre-record that he lost the key? Unless, well, we don't exactly know where he is right now, but I guess he's able to project from there somehow. In fact, he certainly is able to, as we're going to see further down the line. Checkpoint. The checkpoints in this game have the same sort of model as the checkpoints from the from Pac-Man World 2. Although, of course, they appeared here first. Although the ones in Pac-Man World 2 weren't in bubbles, to be fair. Man, she really likes those extra lives. When I was a kid, I wasn't quite sure if that was supposed to be her voice. It certainly sounds totally different from her voice in, from her voice in the original, Pac-Man World. She's a rather shrill voice in that one. Not that she gets anything more than one line in the game. Or maybe two. Certainly only one line with voice acting. Oh, the ghosts are solid objects to these giant green centipedes. Good to know. This is a Pac-Dot door. After you eat 115 Pac-Dots, you can open this door. You can tell by the big number I put up there. Have fun. Go chomp away. You are Ms. Pac-Man. No diet for you. That's rather stereotypically feminine, Professor, assuming that you need to be on a diet. That's fine. He's just an old man joking around. Also, you might notice one of the rather disturbing things in this one. Oh. Not just ghosts get vulnerable when we get a power pellet. And also the centipedes sound like spoiled aristocrats. Ah, I say, I am rather offended. This switch in the little room beside us opens a door. Go into the switch room and move right to turn it on. Left turns it off. I would not do that. Ms. Merelda made these switches. She thought you would not be smart enough to use them. But you are. Mesmerelda really thinks I'm that stupid? Now we know the name of that shadowy witch. Mesmerelda. That's actually one of the things that I like about this game more than Pac-Man World. Is Pac-Man World, I mean, it's a well-designed game, lots of creativity, lots of fun, lots of color, but ultimately it's sort of a joke. Well, what's this? That's a witch door. They haunted me in my youth. And as you can see, we missed one of the fruits. That's because it was on the other side of that door. Oh. Wait a minute. Anyway, we won't be able to complete the level 100% because the rest of what we need is behind that door. Gold's a gold star, though. See, it doesn't matter that I didn't get everything because it wouldn't have been possible to anyway. Not with that ghost door blocking our path. See, there's the save file that I was using before this. 6 hours of my life gone. Well, they're cheering. They're glad that I wasted my time. Very well, then we'll be on to Mummy Dearest. The second part of Cleopactra. Now what you might notice in this game is that all of the areas, the first stage is just the name of the area, and then the subsequent stages are puns. Oh yes, the TNT crates. I also remember the TNT crates, or I did. I remember them the first time I was going through this. It kind of makes you think what the point of designing TNT crates like these is. Like, who are these made for? Who benefits from them? Because, like, I mean, the instant you move them, they begin counting down to detonation. That's a terrible design. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess it's not a big deal if you're already one of the ghosts. Not that the ghosts seem to be ghosts as we understand them. They seem to be some sort of species that are called the ghosts, just like the Pacs or the Pacs. Something I like about this area, well, I mean, of course, it's very big and colorful and attractive, but, where's the teleporter? Oh, there it is. Fortunately, those blocks we push into the holes are indestructible to TNT. Anyway, something I really like about this area, other than it being all bright and colorful, is that it sort of eschews the typical ancient Egypt theme of, it's all like dried out rocks and everything else. We have all these bright colors and the, painted on the walls, which would make sense if, people are still living here. Or ghosts are still living here. We'll go down that way. And we also have lots of greenery, lots of flowers and bushes and things. And of course here are a lot of lily pads too. And it's just, I think it's very good that they do that. You normally, it just is atypical, I think, for an ancient Egyptian themed area in a game to have that, to have that quality going on. Although, of course, I suppose you could make the case that this is not ancient Egypt at all. This is Cleopactra. I'm sorry. It's a totally different culture on this alien world that just happens to have a few superficial similarities to ours. Also, there's a frog there. I do think they did a great job with the scenery. We have all these boats sitting around, all these nice green plants, giant green centipedes for some reason.
I say, I was out hunting for prey today because I am a centipede.
Look, a flying carpet. Jump or walk onto it and it will carry you through the air. You can only get on or off from the carpet when it stops. Be careful. It is possible to fall off the carpet to your doom. I did invent a magic carpet vacuum cleaner, but it made noise and scared the carpets away.
Oh, you wacky guy. One wacky guy Professor Pac is. What a wacky guy. I suppose that Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness is one of the games in this sort of period where Namco was trying to, yeah, cool. In this period where Namco was trying to sort of construct this greater Pac-Man canon, we could say, where they used the characters like Ms. Pac-Man and Pac-Man Jr. and Professor Pac-Man from the sort of, not like unauthorized Pac-Man arcade games that Namco had since bought the rights to. And that, they use these characters to try and build this image of Pac-Man as like a family man, and he has adventures and goes up against the Ghost Gang and that kind of stuff. They seem to have largely abandoned that recently, though, with the introduction of this, the silly, the ghostly adventures nonsense. I mean, when I think of Pac-Man, I think of him as like a family man, not as some kid with an annoying voice. It's another one of those blocks. I mean, I understand it's their character, they can do whatever they want with him. I guess that's sort of one of the issues that Pac-Man has faced, is that he hasn't really ever, they haven't ever been able to give him quite a clear identity as what the games are about. Like when people I was sort of surprised to discover that a lot of people apparently find the idea of Pac-Man video games outside of the first one and maybe Ms. Pac-Man to be laughable. I grew up on these. And, things like Pac-Man World are perfectly fine platformers. In fact, I even think they're pretty darn good platformers. And I don't understand why people would, think they're so ridiculous. This, of course, is a much more organic outgrowth of that, running around a maze eating Pac-Dots formula that the original has. And I do wish that Namco would have experimented with this some more. There's really no other game they ever made that quite stretched the Pac-Man formula in this way. Maybe Pac-Man Adventures in Time, but Pac-Man Adventures in Time was not actually a Namco-produced game, I think. It was like they licensed Pac-Man out to some other company, and they made that one. And even then, it's still much less exploratory than this. This has this puzzle element, whereas Pac-Man Adventures in Time, not to be confused with the SNES and Game Boy game Pac-in-Time, was very much it was just to go level to level and clear the maze, whereas this is a much more, exploratory feel. Of course, these little visual glitches did not occur, back when I was playing it back in the old days. I've been really trying to get rid of them, but I haven't figured out how. I just think it's kind of impossible. I mean, probably not, but if you have a bit more know-how when it comes to these sorts of things than I do, you surely would be able to. Ah, we got 2 more ghosts, huh? I kinda wondered when I was going through this whether these are intended to be like the Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Clyde of the Ghost Gang, or if these were intended to just be some like other ghosts of the same colors. The answer, I think, is that they're intended to just be some other ghosts of the same colors. Because later on in the game, we end up encountering, you know, groups of ghosts where it's like there are multiple red ghosts, say. Oh, they keep getting me by doing that. Where there are multiple red ghosts, say. And those, you know, that makes it pretty clear it's not intended to be Blinky. Or if you prefer Clyde in the Pac-Man World games, the red one was made Clyde instead of Blinky. I think it's kind of strange that they did that, honestly. But they did it for some reason. That's for sure. See? Right there we have an excellent demonstration of being able to go at, you know, what happens when you can go to one of those spring pads from different angles. I forget what the professor, you know, called them. There we go. Man, I got that at the last possible second. Oh my. Okay, so this is the first actual bit of danger that we've encountered. I think the TNT might be able to actually hurt the enemies, but I'm not gonna go try and find out. I want to get away from this mummy and its creepy breathing noises as soon as possible. I wonder what kind of building we're in now. I mean, I shouldn't be wondering. It's obviously some sort of mausoleum. There are dead bodies just everywhere. I mean, there's one walking right there. There are a couple. There's some coffins. I do like the nice touch of all the water. I mean, it makes sense they could have these, you know, some sort of sacred pools here.
Step on the switches on the floor in the correct order to open the door.
Okay. Can do. Can do. Can do. Can do. Candace. Okay. You know, if you look at it like the lines going up from each dot, it looks to be the shape of a fork. That's just what I think of when I see it, okay? I understand it's perhaps a bit of a stretch. Oh, making the Pac dots appear like that is a thing they did in a Pac-Man World 2. Or, I mean, Pac-Man World 1, but, Oh, I remember Pac-Man World. I really like those ones. I bet you this game runs in the same sort of engine as Pac-Man World. They certainly use some of the same effects. Like, a lot of the fruit has the same, graphics in both of them, for example, the same sprite. We also have similar effects like the way letters appear to make little exclamations. If I remember right, they do that in the original Pac-Man World as well. Oh! Our first encounter with one of these enemies. As you can see, they are very powerful. They're called Anubis. What an original name. Really? You think that ancient creature's death is cool? I mean, I know it's trying to kill us, but seriously. Have some respect. I mean, something just died, and you're just being like, yeah, cool.
Well done.
Why are you telling me that, Ms. Pac-Man? You're the one who did it. I mean, it doesn't quite make a lot of sense, really. You see, there are a lot of aspects of this game's story that are rather suspect, but we'll get to that later. As you can see, when you get all of the fruits or all of the Pac dots in a level, you get a gold star. Initially, when you get high scores, you unlock a bunch of multiplayer stages, but I've already unlocked them in my other, playthrough of the game. Or through most of it. Really, you guys should be grateful. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this because I care. Okay? Really, I'm doing it because I have very skewed priorities and apparently don't value my own time. Anyway, on to the Temple of Dots. One of the things you've probably noticed at this point is that this game has a really great soundtrack. I mean really good. I still listen to this soundtrack. In fact, I suppose that I've become more familiar with just listening to the soundtrack than I have with the game itself. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You've been here the whole time, man? It's very gross-looking back. Just imagine Ms. Pac-Man swallowing that big, fat, gross, dog-headed man. I mean, that's kind of terrifying. Anyways, you can see the wall carvings in this area convey a sort of history of the relationships between the Pacs and the ghosts. They portray, as you can see, the ghosts running in terror from the Pacs being terrorized. As we can see here, just a small number of Pacs were all it took to drive huge numbers of ghosts away from their land. I mean, it's really no wonder that the ghosts dislike the Pacs so much. They have a long history of hostility towards each other. But it makes you sort of think, though. I mean, this is supposed to be the Temple of Dots. So surely it's a Pac Dot temple. I mean, it's a temple intended for the Pacs. Perhaps a temple of some kind of some sort of god of the harvest. Because it makes you wonder, for example, why they would oh no! Okay. Ah, jeez. Okay, to escape this attack, you just gotta get far away. It's basically the only way you can escape it. You cannot outrun those orbs of dark magic. No, get out of the way, get out of the way, get over! Oh, the TNT does kill him. We just don't get any points for it, though. Ah, well. The god of the dead is the one who's dead now, huh? Bwah, bwah, bwah. That dead guy is dead now. I suppose it makes sense that the ghosts would have some relationship with other agents of the undead. In Pac-Man World, for example, we see that they live side by side with animated skeletons. Who actually come back in Pac-Man World 2. Or the pirate ones do. We never see the top hat skeletons in Pac-Man World 2. Not World War 2, I'm sorry. Although, in all fairness, Pac-Man World 2 does have some music in it that wouldn't be out of place in some kind of war film. If you don't believe me, look up a Pac-Man World 2 soundtrack, Ice River Run, or perhaps Pac-Man World 2 soundtrack, Whale on a Sub, and then you'll see that I'm right. As usual, of course. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing so smugly, so complacently. It actually, though, it makes sense that a Temple of Dots would have carvings of the Pacs waging war against the ghosts, because after all, the Pac Dots are the Pacs' weapons. Through some quirk of evolution, the Pacs have ended up getting the ability to devour easily any other species in the Pac-World, or so we get the impression, many other species at least, certainly the ghosts, simply through the consumption of these fruits called called power pellets. The power pellets are the ones that let them eat the enemies. And as has been established in Pac-Man the Hanna-Barbera animated series, and in the surely more with more force than can in the game Pac-and-Roll, the power pellets do indeed grow on trees. So this is probably some sort of temple to some sort of harvest deity. The Cleopactran series, if you will. I wonder what this area was called in the original Japanese version. I mean, Cleopatra would presumably work in either language, although I do think that apparently they're not called Pacs in the Japanese original. They have some weird name that's different, even though Pac seems to be closer to the Japanese onomatopoeia for eating that they're presumably named after. Look at the beetles on the wall. It's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. I guess they're scarabs. Anyway, the ancient peoples who presumably lived here. I mean, clearly, this place was inhabited by someone, despite Professor Pac-Man's claim that no one has lived, that these places... Well, I mean, it's very plausible this place has been untouched for hundreds of years. We're gonna need another key. Just not for, for thousands. Although really, no, clearly there haven't somebody here, because we have all these lit torches. Whatever you say, Ms. Pac-Man, and your multiple voices playing at once. Wait a minute, I'm missing a fruit. Hold on. Hold the phone here. I missed one of them. I missed one of them my first time I played through this. Oh no. Really? God. Well, my entire plan is completely ruined. I missed one of the fruits. I kind of hate myself right now. Just, JK, I always hate myself. What are we gonna do now? We're gonna push this right here. I mean, I might as well just quit now. I might as well restart. And, in fact, yeah, I probably should just go restart the level. I mean, I've already failed. Huh? Why am I even playing this game? I mean, why am I suffering through this twice? I mean, it's a good game, but I don't like playing. What am I talking about? I'm having like a mental breakdown right here in front of my microphone. You know what? I'm restarting it. I'm doing the stage again. There's the fruit I missed. How careless of me. Hey, Anubis! Bye, Anubis. Hey, Gibdo. Bye, Gibdo. I only pushed that one at the last second, though, didn't I? Well, we're gonna need to return here once we get the yellow key. That's what I have to remember to do. It's not that bad. I mean, the Temple of Dots is very, very beautiful. Even if it is celebrating a sort of genocide against the ghosts, but that these ancient pacts perpetuated. I mean, presumably. Surely this is a pack-built place, and it's not only dedicated to Pac Dots, but it's called Cleopactra. The ghosts wouldn't have been naming their cities after the packs. They've been enemies since time immemorial. There we go. Got the yellow key. The key, the same bright yellow color as all the Pac Dots. We also have other bad news. You see, once you leave an area, the enemies respawn. That's the bad news. But at least the heart refill also has reappeared. I'll take it. Okay, this time we didn't miss no stinking fruits. I suppose the Pac Dots or power pellets are certainly a fruit. They grow on trees. I know they seem to be some sort of strange pills, but they're in fact, well, likely the Pac Dots are some kind of grain, I would think. Many, civilizations have had as their staple food a kind of grain, be it wheat or rice, or millet or sorghum, buckwheat. Did anybody? Is there any civilization where buckwheat was the main grain? I don't think so. Certainly there were civilizations where corn was the main grain. Those poor guys. Well, they liked it. I don't like corn. But, there's a rich history in Mesoamerica. And, really I know very little about Native American food or American Indian food or whatever you want to call it. I'm sure there are many, variations between various nations that exist. But I don't know what they are. They are so generous with the extra lives. It's very nice of them. Notice that in every stage we progress through the same chain of fruit progression that we have in the original Ms. Pac-Man arcade game, which incidentally was not actually developed by Namco themselves, but was an unauthorized sort of hack of the original Pac-Man. Later on, though, because it was so good, Namco bought the rights to it, and now they do own Ms. Pac-Man, which lets them make games like this, which is certainly far beyond anything I imagine the people who made that hack imagined that Ms. Pac-Man would be doing, or really that a video game could become. It's very good that these ancient blocks no one has, touched in hundreds of years because we're cut off from the rest of Pac-World here. It's a good thing these blocks all happen to have these clear yellow and black stripes painted on them and on the pits they can go into. It's almost like somebody went here ahead of us to look at the Pac deities portrayed on the wall. Anyway, it's almost like somebody went out here before us to paint these things for our convenience. And of course, clearly Mesmerelda has been here before us to set up base here. But I don't think it was only her. Professor Pac has been here too, obviously, to have set up some of these inventions to help us, like the Pac-Dot radar. And of course, well, more on some of these things later. No, I get it. If I had pushed the, Oh, I thought that was a space I could walk on. If I had timed it differently, I would have been able to blow up the, regal green centipede with the TNT. Instead, I didn't. Oh, it's one of those blocks. Those skull and crossbones blocks explode instantly when Ms. Pac-Man touches them. And as we'll see later on, they're probably Mesmerelda's most powerful invention. In the war against the Pacs, that is. Oh, I see. They can only spin upon a certain path, and right now we're off of that path. Good. I'm glad. I don't want to get exploded. What's that noise? Oh, more fire-breathing sphinxes. Another thing, you want me to believe no one's been here for this long when there's all this fresh fruit that's clearly been picked? That's nonsense. Someone had to pick all this fruit. It's kind of strange when you think about it that the ghosts would set up all these mazes full of Pac-Dots this way. Why would they do that? They're just inviting trouble. I mean, of course, well, maybe this is just what ghosts do. They steal the Pac-Dots from the Pacs. This large supply of grain from the Pacs trying to starve them out. And the Pacs routinely go on raids to get Pac-Dots back, in which they devour lots of ghosts. Well, not really devour them. The ghosts are able to, of course, sort of shed their ghost clothes and just have their eyes float around, as we saw a moment ago. Perhaps the original Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man portray two of these such raids against the ghosts. Ms. Pac-Man has a lot of experience eating ghosts and munching dots and all that. No. I'll figure this out. It's a very simple puzzle. It's a trial and error puzzle, which is the problem with it. That's what's wrong with it. And now we're going to have the honor of knocking over another Cleopactran obelisk. If we can hit it with the right timing. I mean, I tell you what, Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness, the physics engine, is really something else. Oh, but first, I mean, I know it's very tempting to climb out that window. Also, it's a nice touch the way the shadows flicker on the wall. You see, Professor Pac just told us well done and gave us a star. The same kind of stars we get when we complete the levels. It makes you wonder what those stars are for. In any case, as you can see, Professor Pac-Man definitely has some kind of ability to channel himself to us, even from where he is so far away. The Gem of Generosity. And a health upgrade. Don't worry, things are going to get a bit more complicated later on. But only a bit, though. Even the most intricate stages in this game, it feels like you could go so much further with them. Which is one of the problems, I think, is that this is a great idea for a game, but this is the only one. They never made another Pac-Man game with the same setup. Which is a real shame, because to me this seems like the logical extension of the original Pac-Man formula, and it seems to me you could make some really great stuff with this. Oh! I unlocked another multiplayer map open. Thank you, good. And it's true, I am very cool. It's especially important to be cool when you're in a place as hot as Cleopactra. Normally the desert worlds in games are boring, but here they did a very good job with it. It really makes it feel sort of like a vibrant and alive sort of setting. Ah, crystal caves. Notice that we've put the crystal, or the gem, into the Pactrometer. Wonder how Professor Pac-Man could have designed this machine to use the gems, though, if he didn't already have them for reference.
Good luck finding the Gem of Truth. Wrap up warm and beware, Pac-Foot.